suckle from the breast of an ancient horror, or watch his mother wither away, drink from the breast of an ancient nightmare, or let his mother wither into oblivion. In the small town of Zuberi, a close-knit group of friends had grown up together from their secondary school days to their university years. They shared laughter, tears, and countless memories. However, after graduation, life took a harsh turn. The friends who once dreamed of changing the world found themselves struggling to make ends meet. Despite applying to countless jobs, none yielded a positive response. The town, once full of promise and opportunity, had become a desolate landscape of unemployment and desperation. One of the friends, a tall and charismatic young man named Jabari, had grown tired of the endless rejection. He had always been the optimist of the group, but the harsh realities of life had taken their toll. Jabari made the difficult decision to leave Zuberi in search of greener pastures. Months went by, and the friends heard nothing from Jabari. They assumed he was doing well, but they had no idea what he was going through. Jabari had traveled to a distant city where he became embroiled in a mysterious and sinister world, a world that promised wealth and power but at a steep price. Back in Zuberi, the friends were struggling to survive. One of them, a quiet and reserved young man named Kwame, faced a particularly difficult challenge. His mother, who had always been his rock, was battling a severe case of asthma. The medication was expensive, and Kwame's family couldn't afford it. As his mother lay in bed, gasping for air, Kwame felt helpless. He had tried everything to raise money, but it seemed like an impossible task. That was when he remembered Jabari. Rumors had spread that Jabari was doing well, that he had found a way to make a lot of money. Desperate, Kwame decided to reach out to his old friend, hoping he could help save his mother's life. Kwame sent a message to Jabari, hoping against hope that his friend would respond. Days turned into weeks, and Kwame heard nothing. He had almost given up when he received a call from an unknown number. "Kwame, it's Jabari. I heard about your mother. I am so sorry." Kwame's eyes welled up with tears as he explained his mother's condition. Jabari listened attentively, and when Kwame finished speaking he said, "I can help you, Kwame, but you have to be very careful. The way I make my money is not conventional." Kwame's curiosity was piqued. "What do you mean by that?" he asked. "I will tell you when you come to see me," Jabari replied. "But be warned, Kwame. Once you know, there's no going back." Kwame hesitated for a moment. He had always known Jabari to be a good person, but something in his voice sent a shiver down his spine. Still, for his mother's sake, he had to take the risk. "Okay, Jabari," Kwame said finally. "I will come to see you tomorrow." The next day, Kwame made his way to the address Jabari had given him. It was a luxurious mansion on the outskirts of the city, surrounded by high walls and security cameras. Kwame felt a sense of unease as he approached the gate, but he steeled himself and rang the bell. A burly man in a suit ushered him inside. Kwame's eyes widened as he took in the opulent decorations and lavish furnishings. He had never seen anything like it before. Jabari greeted Kwame warmly and led him to a private room deep within the mansion. The room was dimly lit, and the air was thick with the scent of incense. "Kwame, I know you are desperate for money," Jabari said, his voice low and serious. "But I have to warn you. What I am about to show you is not for the faint-hearted. Are you sure you are ready?" Kwame thought of his mother lying in bed, struggling to breathe. He nodded. Jabari led him deeper into the mansion to a secret room. A group of people dressed in white robes gathered around a large, ornate box. Their eyes gleamed with an unsettling intensity. Jabari took Kwame's arm and led him closer to the box. "This is the source of my wealth," Jabari whispered. "But it comes with a terrible cost. Are you prepared to pay the price?" Kwame felt a chill run down his spine. He gazed at the box, his heart racing. "What is inside?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Jabari nodded to one of the robed figures, who stepped forward and opened the box. Puff of smoke emerged. As the smoke cleared, Kwame saw a grotesque figure sitting inside. It was a woman, obscenely fat with large sagging breasts from which weeds grew. Her eyes were wide with terror, her face twisted in a permanent grimace, and her skin slick with sweat. "This is Arachne," Jabari said reverently. "She is the source of our power, the key to our wealth and success." Kwame was horrified. "How can this creature be the source of your power?" Jabari smiled. "Arachne is a vessel, a conduit of dark, ancient powers. We have learned to harness them for our gain." Jabari leaned in closer. "We want you to join us, Kwame, to share in our power and wealth. But there is a ritual. You must suckle from Arachne's breast." Revulsion washed over Kwame. He wanted to run, but he thought of his mother. With a heavy heart he agreed. As he performed the ritual, he felt a dark energy surge through him. He left the chamber changed, his life irrevocably altered. Days later, Jabari handed Kwame a small, intricately carved box. "Keep it in your wardrobe. Every 3 days, you will find a surprise inside." Kwame followed the instructions. After 3 days, he opened the box to find stacks of money. It was more than he had ever seen. Over the weeks, Kwame grew rich. But strange occurrences began. Symbols carved into his walls, whispers in the night, and a constant feeling of being watched. Kwame, a young man from the struggling town of Zuberi, seeks help from his old friend Jabari after his mother falls severely ill. Jabari, who had left the town in search of wealth, introduces Kwame to a dark and sinister world. Jabari's success is rooted in an ancient, horrifying ritual involving a grotesque being named Arachne. Desperate to save his mother, Kwame agrees to join the cult and perform the disturbing ritual of suckling from Arachne's breast, which grants him wealth and power. However, his newfound fortune comes with terrifying consequences. Kwame begins experiencing strange occurrences, haunting whispers, symbols etched into his walls, and a constant feeling of being watched. When he breaks the rules of the pact, his life spirals into horror, forcing him to make a dreadful sacrifice.